And now, live from Kansas City, Missouri, it's time for another edition of the favorite sports series that brings you fun, surprises, and a whole lot of excitement. It's Chao Racing 2018 with your host, Brandon Shannings. Hello, Kansas City, Missouri. Well, so excited to be here with us tonight. And hello, dear fans. Well, welcome to another edition of Chao Racing 2018. Come on down and cheer on all your favorite superstars. It's going to be a lot of fun. And follow us we have for our first race of the day. Alright, Brandon. First up tonight, we have Big Cherry Tommy Days. One half of the Days brothers. Michael Creighton, Nick Gimmick, and the computer wizard Peter Foles. Our races will be held in the animal course like always. And here's a look at the lineup as we get ready for the first race of the day. Everyone is on the clock. And let's have a Chao race! Alright, the first race of Week 15's action is underway here in Kansas City, Missouri. As they get ready to shine for the Kansas City attendance tonight. Right now, the 4 Chao are going to check the palm trees to bring down that coconut and shake fruit. Now they're going to eat the fruit, and it looks like Tommy Days is dancing to the beat. And it looks like the other 3 Chao are going to be off and running, with Michael Creighton leaning over Nick Gimmick and Peter Foles. That's Tommy Days, Big Cherry himself for the Days brothers. Will have the first opening toss of Week 15's action. And right now, numbers 2 and 7 are battling for dear life. Number 2 is heading for the water, which reads number 7, battling over the bridges. And it looks like number 8 is Scoreless, trying to get some attention, yeah. As he will get speed bus number 2, now leaving number 7 in the dust over at the bridges. And right now it is Michael Creighton who's in the lead at the convoy. Big Cherry Tommy Days is rapidly catching up to him in second place. Now making to the top wall as the next speed bus will be made by Nick Gimmick, who was the 2014 Tag Team Champion along with Jason Hill. And a couple of Stuart Chao and Peter Foles are battling for D-Life all the way in the back. We passed the 1 minute mark of this race, and one is Stuart Chao transform one. And who got the next one? It is the computer wizard, Peter Foles. Trying to get out of the jam right there. Meanwhile, back up in front, Tommy Days is getting into the groove. He's trying to make the pass from Michael Creighton. And now number 7 will get a turn. Now trying to lead the O's to a challenge us. Poor Peter Foles is getting left behind from the traffic of the 4 Stuart Chao. I think he needs a lot of speed bus if he wants to get back in this one. But it's number 1 who will get that next speed bus. Now trying to make the pass from all the O's to a Chao. Back with fun. Michael Creighton now has a commanding lead over Big Cherry Tommy Days. I don't think Tommy Days will be able to catch up all the way back to Michael Creighton. Michael Creighton should be able to hold on this one for sure. Back to number 1, and look at that. Now he leads over the 4 Stuart Chao with 3rd place. And right now, Michael Creighton is at the home stretch. He's going to have a little bit of one more ahead of Big Cherry Tommy Days. And as number 7 takes the next command SPS, Michael Creighton's going to get another easy victory tonight. Peter Foles doesn't have any chance to survive at all. And there you have it. Michael Creighton holds off Tommy Days to return the first victory of Week 15. Great job. As number 1 will get another turn that makes his first speed bus of the race. So Michael Creighton now has 7 wins off on the board. Now trying to make a comeback, trying to make the cut for next season's roster. Peter Foles will be appropriate. He will get a speed bus. But it's number 2 who will close out the speed bus, leaving Peter Foles in the dust. Alright, so Michael Creighton starts off the victories this week. That's right. What will the rest of Week 15's action have in store for us? We'll soon know after we hear a word from this sponsor. Alright, so Michael Creighton won the first race. Who will win the second race? We'll soon know as race number 2 will feature Chris Schneider from the Classic Go-Getters or defending world champion Donald Lennox. Max Sanspert and Mickey Nelson from the Go-Getters 2.0 tag team. It should be a whole lot exciting for these superstars, so here we go! Alright, the next four superstars are off and running. They're making way out on the Rainbow Path and heading into the palm trees. The fans here in Kansas City, Missouri are on their feet, trying to cheer on their favorite superstars to get through the playoffs or to come back next season. Well, anyway, who's going to have command the lead? It's for me, Mickey Nelson of the Go-Getters 2.0 who had command the lead. And as number 2 goes to this, it is Chris Schneider of the Classic Go-Getters who have the opening toss. And right now, number 7 is getting all along in last place. And number 8 toss from 1, and number 7 goes next. As this number 2 in this race, were made by Max Sanspert, who's trying desperately to catch up in a hurry. It is Mickey Nelson who has a commanding lead. Donald Bennings better hurry up if he wants to make a statement here. As we head back into the Lax himself, Max Sanspert, that's the XPS for the Lax himself. And right now, number 8 is getting left behind in the competition in 7th place. But number 7 is the real deal, who is way behind in the competition, all the way last place. As we pass the 1 minute mark, I think he needs some help right away. But Max Sanspert keeps command of the speed bus with a 3rd consecutive speed bus. A little bit more help that time. And back with fun, Mickey Nelson now has a little bit more room ahead of Donald Bennings. As the next PS we made by number 8, who desperately needs to catch him every now and then, and he got it. Well, he is really pouring number 7 in the dust all the way last place. I think number 7 is going to need a couple of speed bus, and this is one of them. Will we get another one? We'll find out soon enough. Meanwhile, Mickey Nelson is starting to get tailgated by Donald Bennings and Chris Schneider from the Classic Go-Getters. Will we hold on for the victory? We'll find out soon enough in the early run. Next PS belongs to Donald Bennings, our defending world champion for Chao in 2018. And right now, point number 7 is getting right behind the competition. And numbers 1 and 8 are going to rest. So, who will get the next speed bus? It's number 8. That makes it second speed bus in the race. And Mickey Nelson is gone, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to post another line. And as Donald Bennings takes next speed bus, Mickey Nelson celebrates another easy victory. Now he has 3 wins up on his sleeve, trying to have a better second half this season. Donald Bennings will come in second place with that speed bus. And it looks like Chris Schneider will wrap up the top way with 3rd place. Max will come in 4th. Alright, so Mickey Nelson gets a victory. That's right, trying to make a statement to come back for next season's roster. We'll soon or later on in the season. Back in a bit, do not go away. Alright, power time for race number 3. Race number 3 will feature 2 two-time world champions. Jason Hill, who done it in 2014 and 2015, and the license to drive Ali Garcia, who done it in 2012 and 2013. They will be battling along with Frank Fernandaro and JJ Nehemiah as we take a look at the lineup for this next race. And now it's off to the field for another exciting race. So good luck to the next 4 superstars. Please start the race! And now let's find out who will win this one. And it looks like number 2 is going to rest, so he will be left behind in the crowd. And I think number 8 is going to rest as well. Yep. And right now it looks like number 7 is going to join these 2 Chao for a deal. He's also going to rest, by what it looks like. Let's find out who will have control as the 4 Chao eat the food. It looks like JJ Nehemiah dancing to the beat. And Frank Fernandaro will have command of the lead, followed by Jason Hill in 2nd, and Alvin Sr. in 3rd place. And who's going to get the opening toss? It's going to be number 8 who gets it. Trying to lead number 7 in the dust all the way back in the palm trees. Number 7 is getting left behind, so it's number 8. These two Chao are both trying their best not to get left behind. Looks like number 7 is going to be heading for the water, trying to regain some ground. And who will get speed race number 2? It's the famous license to drive himself, Alien Senior. Now trying to make the pass for Frank Valentino. Jason here is safely in third place, but he has a long way to go to catch up with both Alien Senior and Frank Valentino. We'll get the next command speed race. It's going to be none other than number 8, who desperately needs help, and he got it. That makes his second speed bust to the race, and we have passed 1 minute mark. JJ Nehemiah might need a miracle to catch up to the yellow Chao in a hurry. But there's always next time for JJ Nehemiah, by the way, looks like, and number 1 pauses for 1, so he will join the yellow silver Chao in the back. We'll get the next command speed bust. It is Jason Hill, 2-time world champion for 2014 and 2015. Over the tag team championship title for 2014, he is trying his best to catch up to Alhim Sr. and Frank Valentino, who are battling for the lead as they approach the wall. What's going to happen? We'll find out soon enough later on in the race. Next BS belongs to number 1, and now he leads over the 4th Chao after pausing for a moment. Right now, number 7 is getting left behind the competition, and it looks like he won't get speed race in time. He is going to hit the wall first. And who will get the next one? It's JJ Nehemiah, trying one last effort to stay alive after going to rest. Frank Valentino is the first to approach home stretch, and he should be able to hold off Alvin Sr. for an easy victory. Yup, Frank Valentino is going to win this one. As number 8 takes a first speed bust on his face, Alvin Sr. won't have enough distance to catch up to Frank Valentino in time. Frank Valentino is the winner. He now has 3 wins up on his sleeve. Well done. Alvin Sr. will come in second place, and that's going to be followed by JJ Nehemiah in third place. And we have just enough time for one more speed bust on this race, and we made by Jason Hill, who quickly finished up the race in 4th place, making his second speed bust on the race. Alright, so Frank Valentino wins this one. That's right, I'm not pretty sure if he'll have a good time making the roster, but I do know we'll definitely have another race after these messages, so don't go anywhere. Alright, welcome back. Who do we have next, Paul? Race number 4 will feature Iron's Fabulous Warrior Steelwing Man taking on Arbor Jones, the Bobby Made Up Bobby K, and Kyle Leachman. Let's see if Steelwing Man can get another easy victory. He done it last week. Will he do it again this week? We're about to find out right now. Let's fuck this place! Alright, so Steelwing Man looks to fall off from his impressive win from week 14 last week. Right now he's making his way towards the end. So he's going to drop down to last place over the 8 Chao right now. The other 3 Chao are at the palm trees, and they're going to bring down their coconut shaped fruit, and now they're going to eat the fruit. And there goes the Bobby Meter, Bobby K. He is going to have command of the lead up in the front. He is going to have full control of this match, by what it looks like. And it looks like he's going to be heading for the water. As the first superstar to get speed bust is Arbor Jones, who was winless in his first 15 races. I highly doubt he'll get any wins for the entire season. Anyway, Steelwing Man now has a lot of catching up to do. He is going to take a gamble, and Arbor Jones and the one going to rest. And Steelwing Man paying off his gamble. He went from being left behind at the start of the race to taking the lead at the top of the hill. Well done, my Iron Spiders Warrior Steelwing Man himself. As number 1, well, speed was number 2 in this race. Steelwing Man is starting to feel the groove again. I think he might be able to reach double-digit wins this season, this week. Anyway, who got the next speed bust? It is Arbor Jones. That makes his second speed bust of the race. And right now, Bobby K had the lead early on in the race, but now he gave away the lead to Steelwing Man after he took a shortcut. We passed the 1 minute mark on this race. Bobby K might need a miracle to catch up to Steelwing Man in a hurry. We'll soon know. And this time, Arbor Jones goes more consecutive. And it looks like he's trying to get back in this one. Kyle Richmond also tried her best to stay alive. Poor number 1 is getting left behind in the competition. and Kyle Richmond passes from 1. So he's ready to drop down to last place as we head back into Armor Jones. That makes his 3rd consecutive speed boost, 4 speed boosts of the last 5 we have so far in this race. Meanwhile, Stealing Man has a commanding lead in 1st place, while Bobby K is trying his best to make a mediocre comeback. Will it happen? We'll find out soon enough. Next PS belongs to number 2, who leads over the 4th to Chao in 3rd place, and down goes number 1 for the count. That's going to cause serious damage. Yup, it's Chao making way, climbing up the wall, and it is the Bobby Man himself, Bobby K, who on the next command because he dominates in 2nd place in front and back. But in the very front, Stealing Man has his face all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. He is going to get his 10th win of his 2018 season this week, as Armor Jones takes a 5th speed boost. Stealing Man posts up another easy victory over Kyle Richmond. And number 1 is going to, so he's going to be left behind in the competition all the way in the back. He's going all alone in last place. And who will get in the next one? It is Kyle Richmond, who leads number 1 in dust. Stealing Man has reached double digit wins this week. He is now at 10 wins and 6 losses in his 16 races so far this week. Good chance he might be able to come back for a 2019 also next year. Poor number 1 million speed boost. Will we get it at least? Looks like he will be to cross out the base, but he's still way behind the competition. Alright, so Stealing Man Dynasty Run continues. That's right, 10 wins for Stealing Man. That's more time coming up. Do not throw away. Okay, Paul, tell us what we have next. Race number 5 will feature the Jersey Devil John Stevenson taking on Chris Knuckles, Kenny Days, the White Duke of the Days Brothers, and the next generation superstar Antonio Bennett representing the Classic Go-Getters. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place. Alright, who will have the lucky dip for race number 5? We'll soon know as the Ford Chao busting down the line through the rainbow path. And we stick with the model of each and every week here on Chao Racing 2018. You guessed it, anything can happen in the Chao Racing universe. The fans know it as well. And right now, it looks like the 4 Chao dancing to the beat. Yep, all 4 Chao dancing to the beat. And it looks like number 7 is going to be off and running. He is going to have coming on the lead. And who will get the wing toss this time? It's going to be Kenny Days of the Days Buzz. And number 7 is going to rest. And so is number 2. Number 2 is going to be a dead meat all the way in the back of the pack. Number 2 is getting left behind in the competition, as he will take speed boost number 2, heading for the water, now trying to gain some ground in the only one. A couple of Chao are also taking the water, and it's Chris Knuckles who leads over the Jersey Devil John Stevenson, making to the top of the wall in the amethyst portion of the game, of course. Looks like Antonio Bennett is trying his best to stay alive in the game, as number 7 will get in the next command because that was enough to take the lead over the 4th Chao from number 8. Looks like number 1 is getting left behind as we pass 1 minute. Number 2 seems like he's also left behind, and number 7 pauses for more, trying to get some attention here. And it looks like Kenny Days is going to rest, as number 7 gets back-to-back speed boost. Kenny Days will drop down a couple places that time. Back up in front, it looks like Antonio Bennett is trying to hold off the Jersey Devil John Stevenson. Chris Knuckles trying to make a comeback here, as number 1 gets a turn now. That way with number 8 for the lead over the 4th Chao. Poor number 2 is getting left behind in the competition. I don't think he'll get any more speed boosts for every now and then. Next speed boost belongs to number 7. That makes his first speed boost to the base. Meanwhile, Antonio Bennett is climbing up the wall. He is going to have a lead heading into the next portion of the course, and he is going to rest. So let's head over to number 2. He got some help, and now he leaves Kenny Days in the dust. And it looks like Chris Knuckles will come in on the lead for the 2nd time in this race. He will be the first to approach the home stretch, followed by next generation superstar Antonio Bennett, as number 7 gets another turn, making his 4th for the race. And it looks like Chris Knuckles is going to have a little bit of room to rumble, I have Antonio Bennett and the Jersey Devil John Stevenson. So, as number 1 takes the next command at Speedbus, looks like Chris Monacos is going to be back on track towards coming back next season. Yep, Chris Monacos falls on Jersey Devil John Stevenson to secure the next victory here on Week 15's action. Well done, my Chris Monacos. He might start finally get back in the groove. We'll soon know. As number 2 will get the next command at Speedbus, but he's still way behind in the competition. That makes his second or third Speedbus, no matter which one. But anyway, this race is over. So Chris Monacos gets another huge victory. That's right, he now has 6 wins. And we'll be right back for another exciting edition of Chao Racing 2018 after we hear a word from this. And we'll be halfway done with Week 15's men's division after race number 6. And that next race for race number 6 will feature the fastest runner of the 48 Superstars, Joe Raffrey, taking on Van Shante on Logan Yarich, Ralph Dennis, and Will Green. Last week in Week 14, Joe Raffrey managed to turn around from a tough loss from his small preview show, and he's all prepared and ready to go. In fact, he should be off and running any second now. As soon as I say, please start the race! There we go! Joe Raffrey is off and running like a bulletproof of a bullet. Anyway, no matter how you say it, Joe Raffrey is quickly eating the fruit, and he is going to be off and running. He says, see ya, bye, to the other Chao. And right now it looks like Van Shante of the Organizers is going to have command of second place all the way rest of the back. And right now number 7 is going to rest. That will drop down a couple places. And it looks like Van Shante is going to rest as well. As the first superstar against Speedbus is Will Green, who is catching up to Van Shante and some of the others who are Chao over at the bridges. And right now it is Ralph Dennis who's getting left behind. And number 2 is taking a rest, so he'll drop down to last place. And number 7 pauses for a moment. He'll join number 2 for D-Life all the way in the back. Ralph Dennis will have a little bit of catching up to do, as Luke Green, who moves up a couple more places that time, opens this one up with back-to-back Speedbus. But it's Joe Raffrey who has a commanding lead, trying to get enough wins so that he can reach the 2019 playoffs at the end of the season. I'm pretty sure he's going to get the victory this week, no doubt about it. As Joe Raffrey gets a 3rd consecutive Speedbus, and number 7 is getting left behind as we pass the 1 minute mark of this race. Looks like number 2 seems like he's also left behind. He also merely needs some help from the crowd. But who really got the next command Speedbus? It's going to be Ralph Dennis who gets in, now taking 2nd place over number 8 and Van Shante. Meanwhile, Joe Raffrey is safely in the lead. He is climbing up the wall, heading into the next portion of the yellow course, heading past the waterfall. Quickly making a little statement here. And then it's number 1 who will get a turn now, trying to lead Luke Green and the other still join us. Number 2 starts for a moment, so he'll be left behind in the competition for a while. I think it's going to hit him off first. Yeah, no. Next Speedbus belongs to Van Shante from the local Irish, now catching up to Ralph Dennis at the battle for 2nd place. Joe Raffrey is at the home stretch. He may be a slow swimmer, but at least he's trying to hold on to the lead for a moment. I think he will hold on to the lead despite his slow swimming. Yep, as number 1 takes the next command Speedbus, there's another win for Joe Raffrey over Ralph Dennis. So now he has 6 wins on the board. Ralph Dennis will come in 2nd place, and Van Shante will come in 3rd place. There you are. And the last Speedbus heading into the halftime break will be made by Luke Green. That brings us all 4 Speedbus for Luke Green, and take a look at point numbers 2 and 7. They're getting left behind in the competition. Alright, Joe Raffrey is still hot. 2 wins in a row for Joe Raffrey. That leaves us at halftime. We'll present the second half of the races in a little bit, but first let's hear one from this. Alright fans, I hope you enjoyed all the excitement we had during the first half of the men's division play. Now it's time for the second half. And Paul, tell us what we have to start things off. Alright, race number 7 to start the second half will feature Dave Miller and the Miller Traders, the Harnessing Master F1 Kingsley, Daniel Heaton, and Chip Sube. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock. And please start the race. Alright, let's see who's going to come on top in this one. And F1 Kingsley is going to. That means he's going to be left behind in the competition for a while. The other three Chao are going to make their way towards the palm trees to bring down that coconut-shaped fruit. And now they're going to eat the fruit. And there goes Daniel Heaton. He is going to have full control of this match because the other two Chao are dancing to the beat. And who will get the first opening toss of the second half of the men's division? It's going to be number 2 against it. He is going to be flying towards the water, trying to maintain the ground. Take a look at point number 1. He is getting left behind in the competition. Now he is heading for the water. He needs a lot of catching up to do if he wants to stay alive in the game. As speed bus number 2 in this race will be made by Chip Sube, who's trying desperately to get back in this one. And it's F1 Kingsley who will come command of the lead up in the front after taking a rest early on in the race. But here comes Dave Miller. He's probably catching up to him in a hurry. Who got the next few horses? Number 2. And Chip Sube pauses for a moment. And right now, numbers 1, they are getting left behind on the competition. Who will get the next command speed runs? It is Daniel Heaton, the son of Al Heaton Sr. And right now, it looks like F1 Kingsley is trying his best to maintain the lead over Dave Miller and the Miller Trainers. What's gonna happen? We'll find out soon enough. And look who's joining you along. It's Chip Sube with the next command speed bus. And right now, number 1 is getting left behind in the competition. Number 8 seems like he's also left behind. Which one will get the next command speed bus? It's going to be number 8. That's Sue. So he will try to wait number 1 in the bus. Meanwhile, F1 Kingsley and Dave Miller are going to approach the home stretch, and it looks like Dave Miller is going to rest. As the next speed bus will be made by number 2. That makes it second speed bus in the race. And right now, F1 Kingsley has this race all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. As number 7 will get the next command speed bus. Chip's going to try and make one last effort to stay alive, but it looks like F1 Kingsley is going to hold on for the victory. F1 Kingsley holds off Chip Sube to secure the victory. So now he is 11-5 in his 16 races so far. Well done. As number 8 will get the next command speed bus. And that's going to do it for this race. Number 1 can just forget about this race. Alright, so F1 Kingsley ties up another easy victory. That's right, we'll have more to action after this, so stay tuned. Okay, Paul, let's now simple up race number 8. Alright then, race number 8 will feature Raymond Hill, Derek DePlay, Vince Dayson, and representing the Go-Getters 2.0, Rusty Instant Replay Jackington. Let's see who will have the lucky dip for this next race. Best of luck to these next 4 superstars, and let's rock this place! Alright, so the next 4 superstars are making their way through the rainbow path and into the palm trees, and the fans in Kansas City, Missouri are really in a standing ovation this week. But which superstar will come up on top? We'll find out soon enough. Right on the 4 Chao going to eat food, and there goes Raymond Hill. He is going to have command of the lead with Rusty Instant Replay Jackington right on his tail in second place. And mostly instant replay Junkinson is correct, so it'll drop down a couple places. And it looks like me and my heel went a little too far that time. He didn't pay off his gamble. But there the play is off and running. He's flying towards the water. As the first superstar to get steepest is Vince Stason, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then. He's heading for the water. And so will number 8, who is way behind in the competition, all the way in the back. Number 8 is trying his best not to get left behind in the competition, as Speed was summoned to his face, way by number 2, who is trying to lead number 1 in the dust over at the bridges. And by now, guess who's getting left behind over at the bridges? It's number 7, Natsu. He's getting left behind in the competition. We're approaching 1 minute mark, and who will get the next command, be honest? It's number 1, Natsu. He pauses for more, but now he's battling with number 2 for the lead on the 4th Civic Chao with 5th place. It is Derek to play, who's in the very fun, who leads over Raymond Hill and Ben Stason, who are battling for 2nd place. As we head back into number 1, and now he's starting to dominate over the 4th Civic Chao, thanks to back-to-back spears. Number 8, meanwhile, is getting left behind in the competition. But number 7 is the real deal, who is way behind in the competition. But oh goodness, it is our leader, Raymond Hill, who will have the next command speeders, trying to hold off Vince Stason for the lead. Poor number 7 really needs some speeders, and I mean now. But it's number 2 who will get that chance. That makes his second speeders to the base, and Raymond Hill is correct. That means Vince Stason will have command of the lead. Derek to play will have the privilege to battle with him for the lead with 2nd place. All 4 of our Chao making his way towards home stretch. Who is going to have the upper hand? It looks like Vince Stason's going to rest. So Derek to play will have command of the lead for the 2nd time in this race. As Fussy instantly makes Jackie takes next command spears, it looks like by just a few inches, Derek to play will hold on to the lead this time. And he is swimming away from Fussy instantly by Junkinson. So, as Ben Stason takes his 2nd speeders to the race, it looks like Derek to play is going to hold off the competition to secure an easy victory. Derek to play won the battle at the home stretch over Fussy instantly by Junkinson and all the others. Right, now he has 3 wins up on his sleeve, starting to make a comeback for sure. Coming up, we get more of that match for you, but first have a look at this. Alright, welcome back from our commercial break. But let's continue our men's division with race number 9. You said it, Brennan. And for race number 9, we have Carl Tanner battling against John Miller of the Dazzling Aces, the Gundam Star Master Gary Dayton, and the 2016 Rising Stars champion Joshua Samurai. Everyone is on the clock. Please start the race. Alright, all 8 Chao are off and running, including our 4 main superstars, represented in the number 3, 4, 5, and 6 positions of the Rainbow Grid. And the 8 Chao are going to make their way towards the power trees. They're going to bring down that coconut-shaped fruit. And now they're going to eat the fruit. And it looks like Joshua Samurai, the 2016 Rising Stars champion, will come in on the lead. That's going to be followed by John Miller of the Dazzling Aces, and one of the Silver Chao's going to rest, and it looks like Joshua Samurai is flying towards the water. As Carl Tanner wins the only toss this time around, he decided to take the bridges. And right now it looks like number 2 is going to rest. And number 7 pauses for one, so these 2 Chao will be left behind in the competition. Looks like number 2 is going to head in front of water. That will leave number 7 fighting all alone in the back over at the bridges. No doubt about it. As Carl Tanner, who's flying over the bridges, opens this one up with back-to-back speeders. Good flying ability, but guess who flew over the top of the hill? It's the Gundam Star Master Gary Dayton. That's who. He has command of the lead thanks to a shortcut. As number 1, who dominates over the 4th Civic Chao in 5th place, takes the next command speeders. Numbers 2 and 8 are getting left behind from number 1. But number 7 is the real deal as he passed the 1 minute mark, who's way behind the competition. One of the other Civic Chao has to get help, and it will be number 8 who will get that chance, leaving numbers 2 and 7 in the dust. Meanwhile, Garrett Dayton has a commanding lead over Joshua Samoa, who's safely in second place. He is heading for the wall. As number 7, who desperately needed some help every now and then, takes the next command because that was enough to make the pass for number 2 for D-Life. It will be a miracle for either Carl Tanner or John Miller to make a statement in the early run, but I think that's always next time for these two superstars. Back to number 7, and now he's making the pass from number 8 for 6th place. Poor number 2 is getting left behind on the number 7 took back-to-back speed bus. He might need a couple of speed buses if he wants to get back in this one. And he will get one of them just before he hit the wall. But he's still in last place, just barely behind number 8. Garrett Dayton is safely at home stretch, and no one's going to catch up to him in time. The Gunner Star Master Garrett Dayton secures on an easy victory. As John Miller, on the next command speed, let's go sitting in 4th place. Everyone's doing the Gunner Star dance today. Garrett Dayton now has 4 wins for the season. That's going to be followed by Joshua Samoa in 2nd place. There you are. And it looks like John Miller will get back-to-back speeders. As we take one last look up the 4th of the Chao. Number 8 will have control of the lead with 5th place. Number 7 is getting left behind like always, along with number 2. Alright, so the Gunner Star Master Garrett Dayton is back on track. For this week, yes, we'll rub on the rest of the season. We'll soon know in the early run. Back in a bit to not go away. And now it's time for race number 10. Race number 10 will feature Adrian Regina, Casey Raymondson, Zach Orson, and Gary Coles. There's a look in the lineup, and back to the field we go. Who is going to be the winner of this next race? We're about to find out right now. Please start the race. Okay then, off and running. And it looks like number 1 is going to rest, so he will be left behind the crowd. Zach Orson and Gary Coles will off to a good start, bowing for the lead at the rainbow path. Looks like Zach Orson is on a ball today. He is going to eat the fruit, and there we go. So he is going to have command of the lead up in the front. Will anybody be able to stop Zach Orson from another amazing victory? We'll find out soon enough. And it looks like he is going to be heading for the water. As the first superstar to get speed bus is number 1, who is in last place heading into the bridges. And it looks like he is going to be heading for the water, along with Adrian Jetta. And so will number 7. So now we'll have a little bit of catching up to do. The other story child decided to take the bridges. Number 7 is catching up to Adrian Jetta and number 1. And he will have speed bus number 2. Quickly make it to the other side of the water. And number 2 was good rest, so he'll drop down a couple of places. Right now it is Zach Orson, who has a commanding lead over Gary Coles heading into the Sapphire portion of the course. As the next speed bus we made by number 1. That makes the second speed bus of the race. Number 7 was pausing from 1. Looks like number 8 is getting all alone in last place. Adrian Jetta also really needs help. We passed the 1 minute mark, and it looks like number 2 passes for 1. As the next speed bus we made by Adrian Jetta, he gets some help. And back with front, it looks like Zach Orson is going to rest. That means Gary Coles will have the privilege to battle with him for the lead up in the front. And in fact, here he goes for the next command speeders, making the pass for the lead over Zach Orson. And number 8, all the way at the back of the pack, is still left behind on the competition. He is probably going to be left behind for a while. And down he goes for the count. Next speed bus belongs to Adrian Jetta. That makes his second speed bus of the race, but I highly doubt he'll make a miracle comeback all the way to first place. Gary Coles and Zach Orson are making way to the top wall, and who will get the next one? It's number 7, making his second speed bus. And I think Gary Coles went the rest. So Zach Orson will have command the lead for the second time in this race, heading into the home stretch. And right now, number 8 is busy climbing on the wall. I don't think he'll get speed bus for the entire race. Nope. He is going to be left behind the competition. Who will get the next command speed bus is back to number 1, making his first speed bus race. He can forget about battling with number 8. And it looks like Zach Arneson is in the lead for the second time heading into the home stretch. Gary Coles trying to make a statement here, heading into the goal. And here he comes with another speed bus. And he prevailed over Zach Arneson. What a shocking finish to this race. Gary Coles made a statement over Zach Arneson. That was a complete stunner, and that's why anything can happen. Well done by Gary Coles. And we have just enough time for one more speed bus on this race. And it will be made by number 7. That makes his first speed bus race. Number 8 has no hope for surviving whatsoever. So, Gary Coles unexpectedly gets his second win of the season. That's right, he proves that anything can happen in Chao's universe, and we'll see the next race can prove the same thing as well after these messages. Alright everybody, the main event is happening soon, and it will feature Tyler Fultz, the Atlantic City Gambler, as our returning champion this week for week 15. But right now, tell us all about race 11, Paul, and I will do that. Race 11 will feature last year's runner-up, ChaoEmperor on the Mirror Trails, taking on Corey Sanchez, the son of the licensed drive Al Heen Jr., and the defending third place finalist, Glenn Murray. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place. Okay, so let's find out who will triumph in this next race. And it looks like number 1 is gonna, so he will be left behind in the crowd. Kansas City, Missouri, surely having a great time seeing all the men's division superstars, and of course they will see all on the women's division US too. Right now, the 4 men's superstars are going to eat the fruit, and there goes Al Heen Jr. with Corey Sanchez right on his tail. These two Chao will be battling fully up at the front. The other two Chao, ChaoEmperor, and Glenn Murray are both dancing to the beat. And it looks like Corey Sanchez is heading for the water. Al Heen Jr. decided to stick to the bridges. As the first superstar against speed bus is number 1, who decided to take the bridges along with number 7. I think he should have the lead over the 4 Super Chao, but it looks like, yep, with 5th place he should have the lead over 4 Super Chao. Number 8 is going to mess, and number 2 decides to fly in the water. Try and get back in this one. As speed bus number 2 in this race will be made by number 8, who went to rest for a while. Now he's trying to get the best way to get back in this one. In the back, Luke Cruz took a shortcut up in the front. It's last year's runner-up, ChaoEmperor. So far, he had 3 wins in this season. I think he should be able to get 4, make it 4 this week. Yeah, he should be able to make it 4 wins thanks to his shortcut. And who got the next one? It is Glenn Murray, the defending 3rd place finalist. Now trying to make a pass from Al Heen Jr. And right now, guess who's getting left behind in the competition? It's number 8. I think he needs a lot more speed bus than that if he wants to get back in this one for sure this time. But let's head back to Glenn Murray, currently dominating in 3rd place. Back-to-back speed bus for Glenn Murray. Meanwhile, Corey Sanchez is trying his best to catch up to our current leader, ChaoEmperor on the Mirror Traders. ChaoEmperor has reached the top of the wall, and he's gonna, but he will still have a lead, a huge lead over Corey Sanchez by what it looks like. We'll also know if we'll hang on to the lead or not. Next PS belongs to the son of licensed drive, Al Heen Jr. And right now, number 8 pauses from went all the way in the back, so he'll be left behind in the competition for a while. He doesn't want to get left behind, and it looks like he will get number 2. That makes his second speed bus race, but he stays in last place behind number 2 by a few feet. And it looks like ChaoEmperor has his race all up to his gentleman as number 7. Can't forget about the tailgate by the other Chao and going west. He keeps on going with the next command speed bus. As ChaoEmperor holds on Corey Sanchez for the mid-race. Number 2 will get the next command speed bus tried out with number 8 for the second time in this race. ChaoEmperor now has 4 wins in his Road to Redemption run for the 2018-2019 season. That's going to be followed by, after Corey Sanchez, Glenn Murray in 3rd place and Al Heen Jr. in 4th. So ChaoEmperor will lead us to the main event. That's right. Who is going to wind out with Week 15 Superstar Week? We'll soon know after these announcements. Alright, Paul, it's main event time for Week 15 here in Kansas City. That's right. This week we have our returning champion Chao, folks, who did very well in last week's main event for week 14 over Max Sandberg. Tonight he'll be taking on Jeff Dallas, Fred Harrison of the Dazzling Aces, and Buster Jabo. Buster Jabo is the fastest swimmer of the 48-man superstars. Let's see who's going to come from on top in this week's main event. Who is going to make week 15 Superstar Week? We'll find out soon enough. Let's have a challenge! And this week's main event is presented by Tyson Food Products. Whether it's chicken nuggets, chicken strips, or even Planko chicken. Always have fun with Tyson chicken products for your next meal and every meal every day. And right now on the 4th Chao, I'm going to shake the palm trees to bring down that coconut shake food. And time folks pauses for a moment. And there goes Jeff Dallas. He is going to come in up at the front. That's going to be followed by Tyler Phones and Fred Harrison, who are battling for second place. And it looks like Jeff Dallas is heading for the water as the first superstar to get Speedbus. On week 15's main event presented by Tyson Chicken Products is number 2, and number 1 is going to miss. So now number 2 will make the pass from number 1 for 6th place. And it looks like number 8 will have the privilege to battle with number 1 for D-Life all the way in the back and pack or the bushes. As number 8 takes Speedbus number 2 in this race. Now trying to make the pass. Right now it is Buster Jabo. I think he took a water, yep. So now he will have a big lead over Tyler Falls heading into the next portion of the course. Jeff Dallas and Tyler Falls. And who will get the next command on the Speedbus? It's going to be Fred Harrison. He represents one half of the Dazzling Aces. And we're at the 1 minute mark. Number 8 is getting left behind back in the bottom of the hill. Numbers 1 and 2 are also left behind from the others. They're battling for 6th place, but they're going to need a lot of effort to get back in this one. And number 7 pauses for 1. As the next BS we made by the AC Gambler, Tyler Falls. He's trying his best not to get left behind from Jeff Dallas and Buster Jabo. Jeff and Buster are battling for the lead heading into the wall. Remember to keep an eye out for Buster Jabo's swing ability when they get to the home stretch. Who will get the next guy because it is number 1. And now he will try to lead over the 4th to a Chao in 5th place. Point number 8 really needs some help, but it's number 7 who got it. And look at that. He now leads over the 4th to a Chao because number 1 was pausing for 1. And it looks like Buster Jabo is going to rest. That means Jeff now has one command the lead, and Tyler Falls will move up to 2nd place. But Buster Jabo should have a chance to make the pass to win this one, yeah? As Fred Harrison takes no turn, that makes his 2nd Speedbus race. Buster Jabo pauses one more, but I know he should be off and running. Number 7 went to West. And there goes Buster Jabo. He is quickly going to make the pass from all of his opponents. As number 1 takes his Speedbus to the maze, Buster Jabo wins this one. So now he has 5 wins up on his sleeve, and he is week 15 Superstar of the Week here in Kansas City, Missouri. Great job by Buster Jabo's swimming ability. As the last Speedbus of this week's main event will be made by number 7. Number 8 can just forget about this race. Alright, so Buster Jabo won this week's main event. Right, and he'll be back for week 16's main event next week. So I do it again. Let's hope for the very best. Lots more fun after these messages.